But I will say, she has had, like, lasting cultural impact. Like, Gamer Girl Bathwater, that's a meme now. People would make that meme divorced from Belle Delphine, even. So even if she disappears, she's had a lasting impact. And I mean, what more could you possibly want? So this is why Belle Delphine's career died by Sunny V2. Now, my immediate assumption... Stop. About this video is that it's going to be fairly anti-sex work because we've got some picture of an old dude from like revolutionary United States before it was even a country or whatever. I have no idea who this is, but like that's just my immediate. I see something like that or like a Greek philosopher statue, immediately just clock it for a right winger. I don't know though. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Now, I'm confused because I feel like Belle Delphine's career is still kind of moving. Like the engine is still chugging along.
With all due respect, that's a bunch of malarkey.
You might disagree.
Tonks gifted a tier 1 sub to Galaxy.
You might disagree and think that it's a bunch of malarkey. I mean, that's your opinion. But I do think that Belle Delphine's career is probably still moving on. I mean, she might not be as relevant, like, culturally, because she got a lot of buzz for, like, the Gamer Girl Bathwater, for a lot of other crazy shit that went on there. But, like, I feel like she's still making money. I feel like she's still making content, I'm pretty sure. People are still paying her for what she does. So, like, is her career dead? It's probably just clickbait. So let's figure it out. Why Belle Delphine's career died?
I'm not going to be on the internet forever.
Wait, is that what she sounds like? Wait, I'm sorry. Is that real?
Because I'm not going to be on the internet forever.
Because I'm not going to be on the internet forever. Is she really a fucking bonger? Wait, is that true? Yes? Well, never mind. Never mind. I'm glad her career died, actually. Listen, if you come from Turf Island, there's no saving you.
And I think there will come a time, I think, where I will just probably do everything. And then I think I'll leave.
And that's within her rights. Just retire, get the bag, and then get out. A lot of people try to do this.
Belle Delphine had the entire internet.
Oh my god, and the fucking commentators at Bonger too. I can't escape it. Can we get some real goddamn red-blooded American takes in this goddamn YouTube sphere? I don't need to hear these goddamn anti-sex work takes delivered by some cretins over the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. I don't need these three-head opinions.
Viewer Sims, other YouTubers, it didn't even matter if you liked her or not, everyone was always curious as to what she might do next. However, between the months of December 2020 and March 2021, the curiosity seemed to dry up completely. People stopped Googling her name, her army of Twitter followers departed in droves, her Patreon supporters dropped by 90%, she's rarely talked about on YouTube unless it's someone investigating what on earth ended up happening to her, and as at the time of posting this video, she hasn't been active on OnlyFans in almost a month, which is pretty insane considering she used to post up to 40 photos per day.
Holy shit, that's a lot of photos. That's a lot of photos per day. And you're telling me that this isn't labor. I'm not saying the person who made this video is saying that, by the way. I'm saying in a general sense for people who have that take. 45 photos a day? You have to do all the makeup. You have to source the outfits and buy them. Though, of course, you can have people buy them for you because, like, people would be willing to do that. So you have to get aware of how to pose for cameras. You have to get good camera work. You're telling me this is work? 45 pictures? Can you take 45 pictures of yourself a day and make that into a career for yourself? Probably not. If you're anti-sex work, it's a good chance you're ugly. I'm not saying ugly in aesthetic. I'm saying ugly in personality. Anyway, let us continue.
40 pictures a day.
Oh,
and
wow.
like
Holy
videos
crap.
as well. I try and be as active as I possibly can.
Belle Delphine's career kind of died, and interestingly, there's so many different reasons for it. However, we have to start simple in order to understand the whole picture. So we'll begin with this. Belle Delphine removed two core components from her content that have been keeping her persona interesting: mystery and intrigue. Belle Delphine discussed on the H3 podcast that one of her main strategies for standing out as unique was that she'd mix her cutesy image with the strangest, most unrelated topics to build curiosity around her character.
I've got the taking cute pictures and stuff, but that's not gonna really do it. So I decided to do weird things in the combination as well.
Oh, wait. Is this a Teddy Fresh top? Because it's on the H3 podcast. And Teddy Fresh is the clothing line of Ethan Klein and Hila Klein. So, like, there's some insider training type beat going on here, I wonder.
I'll be like cracking an egg in my mouth.
It has SpongeBob on it. It could be a patch that she put on a Teddy Fresh shirt. You never heard about ironing a patch onto a piece of clothing? You probably haven't. You're all like 5 years old.
Something. And then people will share that, be like, this girl's so weird and quirky or whatever.
This would show in videos such as Meet My Best Friend, in which Belle Delphine would dress somewhat provocatively and play with an octopus throughout the entire video. While certainly being a little bit on the weird side, this video worked exactly as intended because
I feel like this is more XD random than anything, but I guess I haven't seen the actual content. It's like, oh my god, it's an octopus. Wow, that's crazy. When does the narwhal bacon holds up spork? You know, that's that kind of vibe for me.
As you might expect, many other influencers went to the effort of talking about the weirdness on their own channels.
Meet my best friends. Some of you have referred to this video as disturbing.
It's literally only this person is a British supremacist. Aside from Ethan Klein, the only other persons who have spoken in this video have all had this kind of an accent. I see what's going on here. Don't think I don't, especially with a profile picture like this.
In addition to this, Belle Delphine would become known for her infamous ahegao face.
I think the first thing that went big was the ahegao face,
which also perfected the mix of mystery, intrigue, and attractiveness, while helping her to stand out as unique after many attributed this face specifically to Belle Delphine.
Which is insane because it's been used in anime porn for a long time before Belle Delphine. Anime has been on that tip for a while, but I guess Belle Delphine was like one of the first like real life people to make it like into the mainstream, you know? With it. All I'm saying is that anime fans are always the first adopters of any trend ever. That's all I'm saying.
Seems like common knowledge now that she's come into podcasts and explained her story, but in the beginning, Belle was completely silent. She withheld as much information as possible, so when you were unavoidably introduced to her content with nothing more than this photo on your Twitter timeline, intrigue was almost guaranteed. But to keep this intrigue and conversation fresh, Belle Delphine began to escalate her publicity stunts.
Yeah, who run the world? Queer weebs, true.
Making them weirder and weirder in order to maintain the public's interest.
It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
Let's go.
Belle Delphine's next stunt was so infamous and hilariously successful that talking about it is almost a waste of time.
And then it came to me and it was like, bathwater, like bottled bathwater.
In July 2019, Belle announced that she'll be selling her bathwater for $30 per jar, which hilariously sold out in less than 2 days. YouTubers from every corner of the website joined in on the madness, each of which selling a little bit of their soul for a slight uptick in views after they inevitably drank the bathwater on camera. On the print media side of things, the stupidity of the campaign prompted news article after news article, some of which even going so far as to claim that the bathwater gave an STD to over 50 people.
There was no shot. There's no shot. First of all, I don't know how transmissible STIs are in that specific circumstance, okay? But I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I'm pretty sure. That's not how, especially not if you're drinking it. He really is just using British people for his examples for everything. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's a supremacist. It's not good. Listen, we're internationalists here.
However, these negative articles were still a massive positive for the growth of her overall
I will say, she has had like lasting cultural impact. So even if her career is dead, first of all, I'm pretty sure she's got enough money to last her in perpetuity. And also, like Gamer Girl Bathwater, that's a meme now. People would make that meme divorced from Belle Delphine, even. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other things that spawned from her engagements with the internet. So even if she disappears, she's had a lasting impact. And I mean, what more could you possibly want? I don't know what Belle Delphine did before getting into sex work or selling lewds online. I'm sure there were some like trials and tribulations. Maybe she had like day jobs and whatnot. Maybe she didn't. Doesn't matter to me. But imagine doing all that. And then you come into a situation where that's the way you're making your money. There's no way like you go away from that. And on top of that, so like you're retiring, right? You do all that, and then on top of all of that, you're able to retire with your money, more than likely, and then you have lasting cultural impact for Gamer Girl Bathwater. What more could you possibly ask for in life? I struggle to think.
By the end of the bathwater campaign, Belle Delphine had well and truly catapulted herself into the mainstream. However, in the process, there were obviously going to be setbacks. By this point in time, Belle Delphine had built what many referred to as an army of simps, who had seemingly fallen in love with Belle Delphine and her anime image. To cater to and maintain the interest of this army of simps,
if anybody ever unironically uses the term simp, I just assume you're either like 12 years old or like a right-winger. At this point, that's the kind of level we're at. Now, there is... Hey! Artemis torturing pigeon. Give me a second. Cringe. Anyway. Let us continue.
She would post a photo to her Instagram stating that if she got 1 million likes on the picture, she would create a P-Hub account and begin posting videos to it. The photo smashed the record after totaling well over 2 million likes, and as a result, Belle Delphine would fulfill her promise by creating the account. However, unexpectedly, the content that she would eventually post to the Wii website ended up being nothing more than a publicity stunt. Her videos would feature extremely dirty usernames such as PewDiePie goes all the way inside Belle Delphine. However, upon clicking on the video, you would see nothing more than Belle Delphine simply eating a photo of PewDiePie while remaining fully clothed. Many of her viewers found these videos to be hilarious, even praising her for how intelligent the ideas had been. However, those who expected actual adult content weren't all that happy, feeling as though
What is that? Grandpa Richards. Disappointed. Not very cool, Belle.
Feeling as though they had been misled by Belle Delphine, many of her followers hatched a plan to mass report Belle Delphine's Instagram account with the goal of getting her account taken down, which they would ultimately succeed in achieving.
Suddenly there's huge waves of people trying to like report my stuff and then or spam. I just noticed it comes in waves, so I guess that time the wave won.
After her Instagram account had been banned and it was becoming clear that she wasn't going to get it back, there was a clear decline in her motivation and social media posting frequency. She suddenly stopped uploading to Patreon, she took down her merch site, all while—
And what's really funny about this, the same people that consistently shit talk sex workers are like porn addicted absolute losers who absolutely were trying to like pirate her content, get it for free, or even pay for it. So like in doing this, they've successfully ruined their ability to nut, which could be kink play. You never know. It's like orgasm denial, an extension of it perhaps, but more than likely not, because these people are probably as vanilla as possible. It's messed up. Like, it seems like the majority of usually male anti-sex work nerds out there are actually customers. It's very strange.
This short break would last for approximately 3 months, at which point many were questioning whether or not she would even return. However, there was still so much mystery surrounding her persona. She had to return, right? Well, yes, she would. On the 8th of October 2019, Belle Delphine would make a post to her Twitter page stating, "I got arrested, LOL," alongside a Metropolitan Police mugshot. Following this, there would be a tweet clarifying the mugshot which stated, "I swear to God this girl came to my party and stole my hamster. I have no idea why or who TF does that. I spray painted the F out of her car and got arrested. At least I got my hamster back," accompanied by 4 photos of the apparent stunt. Unsurprisingly, Twitter and YouTube completely gobbled the story up. After making this Twitter post about being arrested, Belle Delphine would completely disappear for a period of 8 whole months.
Imagine this being your life, by the way. So let's assume that it was a publicity stunt, that nothing actually happened, the mugshot is faked. The absolute work ethic on this woman, insane to me. Imagine putting yourself through that for the clout, for the bag. That's nutty, dude. I can't even possibly begin to imagine putting myself in that position where like I'm at a point where I'm going to fake getting arrested, fake a mugshot, get all this kind of publicity buzz around it, increase my OnlyFans, Patreon, or whatever else subscriptions, and get the bag. It's like, it's hard for me not to respect it.
The advantage that Belle Delphine had throughout this break was that there were still so many unanswered questions. She hadn't clarified if the arrest was real or fake, she'd barely shared anything about her personal life, plus she was yet to post any actual nudity or adult content for her army of simps. The fact that she withheld these elements created anticipation for her return.
Like, anytime I hear army of simps, I just see the soy face in my head. That's it. Like, that's all I can see is soy bat chest. That's it.
Videos investigating her disappearance during her hiatus, such as this mega viral hit by Jabroni, would gain upwards of 8 million views in the space of less than a month, showing that people were still well and truly invested in the Belle Delphine saga. Unsurprisingly, after her 8-month extended break had come to an end, Belle Delphine's return was legendary. Her video simply titled "I'm Back" gained 20 million views within only a week, and it was almost as if she had never left in the first place. After returning from her hiatus, she began to appear on podcast after podcast revealing everything there was to know about Belle Delphine.
Welcome Belle Delphine to the show! Yay!
Wait, is this anything for views? Is that who that is? Can anybody confirm in chat who knows? It is?
Welcome Belle Delphine!
That's a fun history right there. So if I'm to remember correctly, this person used to be a Twitch streamer, and then literally as a publicity stunt, he was streaming on Twitch. He had already intended to move to YouTube. So he, on a live stream, said the N-word on purpose to get banned on purpose. And of course, I'm pretty sure he said it outside of that. Interesting guy. For those of you who know, it's like the Ice Poseidon like sphere of content creators.
Prior to this, Belle Delphine had been excellent at keeping her life ambiguous and mysterious, only ever revealing bite-sized pieces of information regarding her actions.
So the fact that that's the first podcast you go on is very interesting.
Which ensured that the audience was always paying attention, as if they were to stop following for even a second, they might miss some vital update on what she was doing.
I heard you don't really do podcasts or interviews.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to go through them recently because I was cold turkey. I didn't do anything until recently.
Belle Delphine saw massive short-term exposure for these podcast appearances. However, in the process, she would almost completely eradicate all of the mystery, which had been guaranteeing a constant level of intrigue.
So that seems to be one of the major charges of this video, is that Belle Delphine's relevancy, not to say success necessarily, Belle Delphine's relevancy is predicated upon her ability to remain mysterious and, unknown. That mystique was a big factor in her relevancy and success. I don't know that that's true. Don't know how you would substantiate that. We're trying to tie like the drop in search terms and subscriptions or whatever to these podcasts and like the mystique being cleared away. But like, there are many sex workers out there who are very open about their personal lives, who see a similar level of success, perhaps not one-to-one, but a similar level of success. So it is certainly interesting to me why you would want to draw that conclusion or that charge.
Stunts were fake.
Is it true or is it fake? It was fake.
Delphine even revealed that she had a boyfriend for the entirety of her social media journey.
How dare she? I am shocked and appalled. Are you meaning to tell me that the sex workers whom I have a unhealthy parasocial relationship to also has a personal life outside of what the content that is specifically provided to me on the internet and the places that I consume it? No way. There's no way. That can't be true. No way. The only Belle Delphine that exists is the fictionalized version of the person whom I've created in my little brain. That's all there is.
Who's the guy?
It's my boyfriend.
How long has that relationship been going on for?
That being said, the fact that she's delivering this like slow drip of information regarding previous scandals and other kind of shit like that, very smart. Like, so the strategy here that Belle Delphine is going for is that she's going on a variety of podcasts and divulging this information that people have been wanting for a long time. So went on the cold ones with Anything for Views and Max Mofo, somebody said? I actually don't know. And delivered that information about whatever scandal being fake. Now we're on Jake Paul or Logan Paul or whichever Paul brother this is podcast, delivering this information like, oh, I had a boyfriend, which generates social media engagement and stories being written about it. Like, oh, here's the SEO. Are you ready? Belle Delphine, boyfriend, Jake or Logan Paul. Right there. You see that? You have that big story in regards to her. She's there as well, obviously. And she's on very popular content creator, Jake Paul or Logan Paul or whoever's podcast. The SEO, insanity. The drama around it, nutty. It's good for this impulsive podcast. It's good for Belle Delphine. It's very smart. Very big brain. And that's the same for any other podcast you might be divulging this information on.
The whole time I've been Belle Delphine.
How long is that?
3 years.
But while Belle Delphine had decided to give up the mystery surrounding her character, there was still one thing keeping her fans invested in the story of Belle Delphine. The fact that she hadn't posted any nudity or adult content, which her army of simps was still waiting to see. However, by late 2020, it seemed as though this was also about to change. On the 27th of November 2020, Belle Delphine would make a Twitter post stating, "I can't believe I'm ending 2020 with a bang," indicating that she was gonna post an adult video toward the end of the year. On the Cold Ones podcast in October 2020, Belle Delphine perfectly explained why posting genuine adult content would be so successful for her.
I'm right on the cusp, right? I've never shown real nudity. And then going from that to like full on.
What in the fuck is she wearing on her head? I just realized this. Is this like a horse riding thing? It's got like straps. This is like a chin guard. It's like a helmet. Yeah. But like, what kind of a helmet or whatever? Bicycle helmet beret? Anyway, this is not. Who cares?
I think someone wants to see it.
But in a state of infinite wisdom, Max Mofo seemed far more lucid of the long-term dangers.
You can't undo it though, because it's like the machine you've built now is obviously extremely successful and profitable. And it's like, once you cross that boundary, you don't want to sell it for too less than what you're worth. Like, you don't want to get scammed.
Now, this was
Max Mofo, supporting sex workers and making sure they get the most value for their labor. Let's go.
correct. Belle Delphine had built this perfect structure that basically guaranteed a consistently returning audience. However, this isn't to say that Belle's opinion wasn't also correct. She knew that she was going to make some serious money off the stunt. In the lead up to releasing her first adult scene on the Impulsive podcast, Belle Delphine discussed how much money she was making on her OnlyFans.
The main people on OnlyFans are roughly earning the same, I think, from what I know, and at the moment it's like $1 million a month.
However, as the old saying goes, there's no such thing as free money, and the price paid by Belle Delphine for such an insane level of income was that she had to simultaneously sabotage one of the only things keeping her simp army paying attention, the fact that she hadn't done adult content. The adult
What do you mean? Wait, I'm sorry, can I hear that again?
However, as the old saying goes, there's no such thing as free money, and the
Okay. So what's the cost being paid here?
Price paid by Belle Delphine for such an insane level of income.
So the price paid by Belle Delphine for such an insane level of income. So currently, without having released an adult video, which is the subject we're currently on, we're seeing this level of income simply by posting lewds, non-nude photographs and videos. Okay. So the price paid for that is what?
Was that she had to simultaneously sabotage one of the only things keeping her simp army paying attention, the fact that she hadn't done adult content.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can anybody square the circle I'm hearing right now? I'm finding it difficult to understand how this is relevant. It seems like we're putting two sentence fragments together that have nothing to do with each other. Am I small brain? What's going on here? Seen some question marks in chat. I'm not getting it. I have no... She can't keep making a lot of money because she inevitably has to end it. That's the cost. Ah, the neckbeard whisperer in the chat. Infinite thoughts. Thank you. Is that what's supposed to be being said here? Let's just...
The adult videos would go live on her OnlyFans and all seemed well initially. However, 2 months later, in February 2021, approximately 9 months ago, Belle would completely disappear from the internet once again.
Okay.
Now, it's possible that Belle simply got the bag and left the internet with her newly found fortune.
Let's go.
However, unless Belle Delphine is secretly an extraterrestrial, human beings don't really work this way. Once we find something that works, we won't abandon it until it's no longer working. What's more...
That's some projection right there. What? Is that why we're still making videos, Sunny V2? Do you not enjoy what you do anymore? Do you not want to retire because you're so attached to whatever the fuck it is you do? Yeah, Tom from MySpace got a bag and dipped exactly, Annie. This is a thing that can happen. Just because you're self-reporting about the fact that I'm guessing the only reason you continue to put out videos here, even though you may not even enjoy it, is because of the money it provides to you, doesn't mean that necessarily applies to literally every other person. If Belle Delphine understands that she has enough money to live in perpetuity off of like passive income in like investments or whatever other way, or even she's just accrued enough wealth to be able to live off of it, you could just retire. Put it in like a investment, you know, a safe investment fund, maybe buy an NFT. I'm just kidding. Like, you could do that. That's a thing you can do. You're allowed to do this.
More likely is that she's trying to deliberately build mystery around her disappearance, which is exactly what happened perfectly with her previous break. She's well aware of the benefits in disappearing without saying anything. When asked about her previous 8-month hiatus, she thought taking a long break was going to end her career, but she was surprised to find everyone waiting for her when she got back.
My 1-year break, for example, it didn't, it was stressful at first because I thought my career was wrecked. But aside from that, I actually had a really good year.
Without a doubt, Belle Delphine thinks that this will be the case when she returns.
I mean, like, scarcity increases the perceived value of a commodity, right? Some shit like that. If you don't expect Belle Delphine to be creating content, and she hasn't for a whole ass year, the existing content seems to increase in value.
Her previous hiatus lured her into a false sense of security, telling her that she can take time off and her audience will always be waiting for her when she returns. However, this time around, things will be much different. As mentioned earlier in the video, during her first hiatus, there was still so much mystery, so many unanswered questions surrounding the Belle Delphine story, and therefore her return was anticipated. Was the arrest story fake? How did this character come about? Did she have a boyfriend? How does this persona affect her personal life? People actually...
And also, in addition to these questions, who the fuck cares? I don't. I'm struggling to care. Perhaps this video is not for me.
Wanted to know more. 8 million people objectively wanted an exact update on what she was up to. However, this time around, all of the questions that kept the story interesting have been answered. She went on numerous podcasts over a 2-month period.
This guy is so weird for making a video on this. Do you think so? It's like he said, as soon as you notice that something is working and is successful for you and is making you money, you can't just stop. You have to keep doing it. Is that weird? Eve doesn't seem to think so.
Explained her strategy around everything, then posted her highly anticipated adult content, and as a result, the story feels concluded. There's nothing else to look forward to, and therefore there's no reason to care about what she's up to. Videos investigating what happened to Belle Delphine on her current hiatus have gained less than 10% of the views compared to those posing a similar question on her previous.
Wait, so the major charge here is Belle Delphine requires this kind of scandal or mystique or general interest in what's going on with her as a concept to continue to be successful on the platform she's successful on. I still don't think that's necessarily the case. I feel like she'd be doing fine just continuing to create content. I feel like we're overthinking this a little bit. Yeah, 771,000 views absolutely fell off. It's still 700,000 views. Maybe to Mr. 598,000 subscribers, that's nothing. But that would be a good chunk of change for a fully monetized video for someone like me. Holy shit.
In exchange for a surge in short-term revenue. However, the long-term consequences are already starting to reveal themselves.
That's just interest over time, meaning that's a Google search trends graph. So that's just Google searches, like who is searching for Belle Delphine, which is certainly an indicator you could use for the perceived success of a person's brand. And I guess we also cited the fall off of like her Patreon or whatever earlier on. But let me do some independent research. According to HITC.com, whatever that is, Belle's exact number of monthly subscribers is unknown, but it can be estimated at around 25,000. So $35, which is the only tier that seems to be available, times 25,000, $875,000 per month, which is not bad. I have to say, if I was making $875,000 per month still, I don't know that I would consider my career dead, but maybe me and Mr. 600,000 subscribers have different expectations and needs in regards to having to pay bills and needing money to do that. Perhaps. I mean, who's to know? Regardless, this video was dog shit, but it got 3 million views. Let's go. I'm struggling to care. It seems like Belle Delphine is still doing fine. Even if she's not creating content, she's still making money. It seems like she's making more than enough money to live unless she's got some crazy exorbitant expenses. So like my initial question in the beginning of this video when we started watching it was like, I don't know that her career is necessarily dead, rather that she is not as culturally relevant than she used to be. It seems to be true, and that her career is still chugging along, still making money, but the relevancy is not there. And the thing about that is, this video is saying like, oh, well that mystique and cultural relevancy is necessary for her to continue to make money and be successful and have her career still be alive. But we're seeing, as far as I can tell, that she's still making good money, even with this downward Google trend. I don't know that this video really did anything except provide me content to watch and upload to my YouTube at a certain point. So I hope you enjoy. Sex work is real work. This video is Connor Collett as Cobalt Swiftpaw. Thanks for being a regular to the Twitch stream and for the continued support. If you'd like to be the next Connor Collett, all you gotta do is follow me on Twitter at ConnorCC, retweet my video links when they go live. You know the usual deal. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, put all notifications on, leave a like if you like, comment down below, give me your spiciest hot takes, and keep it real.